Hello there. Welcome to Xerxes IT Training and Projects. As we promised, in this series we are going to execute all the fundamental machine learning algorithms which fall under the VTU syllabus. In the last session we have seen, we have demonstrated you how to execute the Findus algorithm along with the theory part. But we have seen certain limitations in the Findus algorithm and we'll try to eradicate. We try to solve those limitations using the another algorithm called candidate elimination algorithm. But before heading towards today's agenda, I think it's very important to introduce with our company called Xerxes IT Training and Projects. So as far as Xerxes IT Training and Project is concerned, we are totally into trainings, workshops, a webinar based upon the college requirements. We travel across the country and we try to deliver the workshops or the trainings. So our area of interest are AWS, Amazon Web Services for cloud computing. Next, for data analysis, we will be using Tableau, which is one of the leading data analysis tool in the world. Next, we are into RPA, robotic process automations, using UiPath, and we conduct trainings and workshops in WordPress for online selling systems. Regarding our next services is students projects. A report, we write the report also, and paper publication also. Already in machine learning, if you visit our website, we have executed around 85 plus projects. Half of the projects have completed. So if the batch is approaching us, we allow them to choose any one project which is half executed. So after choosing the project, so we train them how to execute those projects. So and we make them to work on those projects. If any variations are coming, so based upon those variation, we prepare the paper and we try to publish the paper. Simultaneously we support them how to write the project report also. So next is, as we know, we are into trainings, we conduct internships also. Right now the internships are going on in AWS as well as WordPress. Soon we are going to start our batch in Tableau as well as RPA also. So this is, for more information you can visit our website by clicking on xerxez.in, or you can WhatsApp us also on the below mentioned a number. Let's dive into today's agenda called candidate elimination algorithm. As you know, in our previous session, if you have not watched that video, please watch that video and try to execute the program. You will understand what are some of the limitations of the Findus algorithm. So later on you can execute this candidate elimination algorithm, which is a higher version of our Findus algorithm. So in this topic, in candidate elimination algorithm, we are going to discuss about what exactly the candidate elimination algorithm is. Next, how does it work? Next, if any limitations, we'll try to discuss about the limitations. There are certain limitations in the version space. Implementation of candidate elimination algorithm using some use cases. So this is the agenda of our today's video or the session. Later on we'll go for the hands-on session also. So next, what is candidate elimination algorithm in machine learning? So candidate elimination algorithm is the higher version of our Findus algorithm, which fall under the category of concept learning based system. So as far as concept learning based system is concerned, it can be anything. Suppose you take the vehicle. So vehicle is a category. Under vehicle, there are certain subcategories. Let us say car, buses we have, trucks we have. So the car is one concept. And that car concept comes under the vehicle. So similarly, when you have records called the records, under which fall under the category of attributes. Suppose let us say vehicle you can consider it as an attribute, and car is a record which fall under the category of vehicle. Understood? So that is concept is called the concept learning based system. You can implement this one for any other the problems to solve. So problem to solve. Concept learning based system, we'll discuss about concept learning based system. Next is most important here is like Findus algorithm. This also works on two concept. One is called general hypothesis, the another is called the specific hypothesis. Okay, and always when we start tracing the algorithm, either we keep the boundary first. We need to Okay, so the complete candidate elimination algorithm works on by setting the boundaries. Either we set the boundaries on using the general hypothesis, or we set the boundaries using specific hypothesis. There is another concept called question space. Since if you take finder's algorithm, there we have used only the specific hypothesis. We went on tracing the records only by specific hypothesis. Okay, so there was no question of the general hypothesis over there. Okay, so but in the case of the candidate elimination algorithm, we are going to use both the hypothesis called general as well as specific hypothesis. Okay, so what happens here is we take first the specific hypothesis by placing the attribute with the phi symbol. Okay, in the simultaneously what we do, okay, we try to place general hypothesis also by placing with the question mark. We will discuss that one when we are tracing the records. Okay, so now what happens when you have two hypotheses? It will generate the boundary in between the specific hypothesis as well as the boundary in between the general hypothesis. Now what happens? Okay, the space which comes in between the specific hypothesis and the general hypothesis will be considered as an version space, and whatever the tracing takes place, it should take the tracing should take place, okay, in between the general as well as the specific the hypothesis here. Okay, so next is limitation. As we discuss about, when we discuss about the limitation of the finder's algorithm, it takes only the positive value. Yes, so when it comes to the limitations of finder's algorithm, um, it will not accept the negative values. It accepts only the positive values. Okay, while tracing. Now what happens when you have the complete record and it is taking only the positive value? The chances of getting the solutions will be less. When you use negative values also, the chances of getting the solution for our problem will be more here. So that's the reason we can eliminate that limitations which we was facing in finder's algorithm using concept learning based system called candidate elimination algorithm. And as far as candidate elimination algorithm is concerned, it takes both positive value as well as the negative values. Okay, so next is concept. You better refer my for concept learning, better you refer my the previous video. There we have clearly mentioned what exactly the concept learning system is. Okay, so terms and conditions, terms which are used here in the candidate elimination algorithm. Obviously we are going to use three the same terms, okay, what we have used in finder's algorithm, but along with that we will be using the version space also. Okay, so here concept learning totally depends upon concept learning based system. Next we will start tracing the data or the record using general hypothesis as well as the specific hypothesis here. But when you setting the boundary using the general hypothesis and specific hypothesis, the boundary will be set. Okay, the space will be set. That space is called the version space. Version space is nothing but the space in between general hypothesis as well as the specific hypothesis. Okay, so next is regarding about specific hypothesis. All the specific hypothesis uh, we we place with the phi symbol. Suppose let us say you have 6 records, so we need to set the boundary with the 6 phi symbols. Similarly, in the general hypothesis also, suppose if you have 6 records, okay, we need to place all the 6 record with the question mark. Then we start tracing the record in between the version space. Okay, so this will discuss about the algorithm steps. Okay, once we are clear about our data, so then later on I'll come here. So the concept here is same, remains same as like finder's algorithm. So when it is a positive value, don't do anything, keep as it is. Compare the record. Okay, if it is matching, keep as it is. If it is not matching, you place with a question mark. Okay, if it is a negative value, then you give that negative value to the general hypothesis. Okay, so that we will discuss. Now let's dive into our record. First we will see the record, how we will see the record, and we will see how to set the general hypothesis, specific hypothesis, and we see how to trace that the data. Okay, let me one second, let me share the Excel sheet. Okay, so let's say this is the record. It's the same record we are going to use here in the candidate elimination algorithm. Okay, what we used in our the previous the program. Okay, so let me clear this. So this is the record. So as far as this record is concerned, I have 6 attributes here called sky, air temperature, humidity, wind, water, and forecast. So as far as in this 6 attributes, we have, okay, 4 records here. Okay, record number 1, record, okay, we have 4 records here. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4. Out of 4, 3 are positive values. Okay, so this in yes indicates the positive values and no indicates the negative value. Suppose we'll take one example. Let us imagine that Aldo wants to play a tennis game. Okay, Aldo wants to play a tennis game. So as far as this record is concerned, Aldo can play. Yes indicates Aldo can play the tennis game. Aldo can play the tennis game when the sky is sunny, air temperature is warm, humidity is normal, wind is strong, water forecast. In the same way, Aldo cannot play the tennis game when the record is no. Understood? And we have traced this one, okay, using the finders algorithm. But during finders algorithm, what we did, we eliminated. Okay, we have not considered this record. Okay, we considered only the positive record. But in this case, we are going to consider both yes as well as the no record here. Now let's dive into the tracing sessions. So as I told you, first we need to set the boundary. Okay, we need to set the boundary. To set the boundary, what I will do, okay, I'll start setting the boundary from the specific hypothesis. Let's say this S stands for specific hypothesis, G stands for general hypothesis. In the initial stage, what we need to do is, okay, first you set the boundary from the phi symbol. This phi symbol indicates the specific hypothesis. Since I have 6 records here, sunny, warm, normal, strong, warm, same. So I'm going to place all those records with 6 phi symbols. Understood? This next comes, okay, the general hypothesis. In the same way, what you need to do is, like how we are setting the specific hypothesis boundary, in the same way we need to set the general hypothesis boundary here. Since I have 6 records, so the general hypothesis, okay, I'm going to set with the 6 question marks here. You can see here question mark 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Understood? And the space which comes in between the specific hypothesis and the general hypothesis, the space is called the version space. And all our tracing of the record, okay, will be carried out in between this specific hypothesis and the general hypothesis. Hope you are clear with this. Okay, so now let's dive into the records now. Let's start taking one by one. Okay, so as well as specific hypothesis is concerned, it is a top-down approach. So we are going to start from here. Next, we'll start tracing like this. Okay, so this is going to be a top-down approach. When it comes to general hypothesis, it is going to be an, okay, bottom up approach. Like this we will be tracing it. Understood? In the middle of somewhere in the version space, we are going to get our final result. Understood? When can Aldo play a tennis a game? Okay, so let me delete this first. Okay, let me delete this. Okay, even I think it's better to delete even this also. I'll delete this also. Okay, let me delete this also, so it will be easy for you to understand how the tracing is taking place, okay, in the candidate elimination algorithm. Let me, okay, I don't want any color here. Now let's start with the, let me delete this also. Okay, so now let's start with the first record. So as far as first record is concerned, we have sunny. Okay, we have sunny, warm, normal, strong, warm, as well as same. Now in the first, give the sense it is a positive value. Okay, so this positive value will be taken by fetched by the specific hypothesis. Okay, so give that positive value to specific hypothesis. Now you replace all these 5 symbols what I have mentioned here, all replace that one with the actual record. So 5 symbol of this will be replaced with the sunny. Sunny is my first record. Next to warm, normal, strong, warm, same. Understood? Since it is a positive record. Now this first record is saved in my program now. Understood? Now we need to compare this. Again, after that, okay, so like how we are setting the general hypothesis, there will be no change in the general hypothesis, since general hypothesis will be triggered only when you have a negative value. But here what happens, the general hypothesis will create sub hypothesis for the individual records. Suppose let us say you have Sunny. Okay, for Sunny it will create one sub hypothesis, and that sub hypothesis will contain 6 question marks, each question marks for the individual record here. Understood? The individual record. Suppose let us say Sunny, again there will be no effect in the general hypothesis. It creates the sub hypothesis which contains 6 question marks. Here 6 question marks indicates the 6 attributes. We'll discuss how to place those, okay, in the next tracing, in while I'm tracing the negative value. Next what happened. Let's try. Okay, so let's try to take the next record. Not the computer, what algorithm, what it does, it takes the next record. It finds, it check whether it is in positive value or negative value. Since it is in positive value, and this record will be fetched by the next hypothesis called S1. Now you compare. Already Sunny is already stored in my the program. Compare with the existing record. It is a Sunny. Sunny is equal to Sunny, so there will be no difference here. Just place with a Sunny. Similarly, you take warm, you compare with the warm. Okay, so again there will be no change. It will be remain warm. But in the case of humidity, it is high. Okay, and the previous record was normal. Since high is not equal to normal, okay, it compares high equal to normal. Since the value is false, so what it does, okay, the algorithm itself will be in the confusion. So what it will do, so it will directly replace that at record with a question mark. Okay, it can be next step. You can consider either Aldo can play the tennis when it is high, humidity is high, or Aldo can play the tennis when it is a normal. Okay, in the same way, next let's try to take the next record, strong, compare with the already existed record called strong equal to strong, so there will be no change. Okay, don't do anything, just place as it is. Next, in the same way, you take the warm is equal to warm, so there will be no change. Okay, so no change, keep it as same as it is. Similarly, in the case of same equal to same, so there will be no change, keep it as same. Now after the second record of tracing, we have found that we are going to get two options here. Aldo can play the tennis game when it is humidity is normal, or Aldo can also play the tennis game when it is high. Understood? So it is going to expand, the boundary is going to expand by, okay, in the next record when you place with a question mark. Understood? So next, but since it is a top-down approach, it is not going to take, okay, when the expanded boundary, the boundary will remain same over here. Okay, so next is there will be no change, same in G2 or G0 also. Okay, so there will be no change in the second record. Same thing will be forwarded to, okay, to our second level. So next question mark here. Okay, now next, the most important part of this candidate elimination algorithm is negative value. Now in the case of negative value, what happened, it will try to take the third record, and it has found that, okay, the record is fall under negative values. Okay, so negative value. So instead of forwarding this to the specific hypothesis, this record will be forwarded to our general hypothesis. The general hypothesis will take that one. Now after fetching that, okay, so what it will does, okay, it try to compare whatever the available record is there with the opposite value of the record which is available in the specific hypothesis. Let us have a look here. Okay, I have in negative value, I have rainy. Okay, so rainy, it will try to compare with the record which is available in the specific hypothesis, which is nothing but the Sunny here. In this case, the Sunny, now it, instead of placing the rainy, it will try to place the opposite value of rainy, which is nothing but here the Sunny. Okay, which you can find in the specific hypothesis. So rainy will be placed with the sunny, which is the specific hypothesis here. Okay, in the sub hypothesis. Now what I will do, let me copy and paste here. Okay, rainy, you place this rainy with the opposite value of your record which is stored here, that is Sunny. Understood? So what I will do, since it is in the first position, so this first question mark will be replaced with the Sunny. Okay, hope you are clear. Same way, okay, so same way you take cold now. Cold, in the case of cold, okay, cold, it takes the opposite value of cold. What is the opposite value of cold here? Okay, it is warm. Understood? So the warm, so instead of taking cold, it takes the value as warm here. Okay, which comes under the second position. Okay, in the sub hypothesis, take warm. Take warm. Okay, which is nothing but the opposite value of my cold value, cold record. Same way, next we have high. Okay, but in the case of high, what happens? Okay, even if you trace, okay, let me copy this here. Now in the case of high, what happened? The opposite value of high, we cannot say the opposite value of high is high or normal. Okay, it try to compare high value, record of high value with the question mark. Understood? So there is no opposite value for the high. Okay, so it remains same. So there will be no difference in the sub hypothesis here. So same thing will be forwarded to the next level. Okay, so now next let's try to have the next record of the fourth position. So as far as the fourth position is concerned, strong we have. Okay, and we cannot say the opposite value of the strong is strong. Okay, the concept is clear. There will no question of the opposite value of the strong is strong. Is strong also we have here, strong also we have here. So there will be no question of opposite class. So same thing will be forwarded here. So there will be no changes in the general hypothesis. Now let's take the fifth record. As far as fifth record is concerned, warm we have, and the opposite value of warm, it cannot be warm. Okay, so there will be no changes. Same sub hypothesis will be forwarded to the next level. Okay, next let us have the sixth record. So we have found here that, okay, the value of the sixth record of negative is, okay, change, and okay, so it's a change, and the opposite value of change can be the same. Okay, so what I will do, I'll replace that sub hypothesis with the opposite value of change, nothing but the same here in my sixth position. So I'll replace that one with the same. Okay, this is how the candidate elimination algorithm works. Since it is taking the negative values, but after taking the negative values, it try to convert it into positive values. Okay, so positive values, and that positive value will be forwarded while taking the decisions. Okay, this is how the candidate elimination algorithm works and eliminates the problem what we had in the finders algorithm. Okay, now next let us have the fourth record, and we have found that, okay, as far as fourth record fall under the category of false positive. So obviously this record will be forwarded to my specific hypothesis. Now again you compare Sunny with this record. Sunny, there will be no change, so I'll keep as it is Sunny. In the same way, warm, compare with the previous one, warm. This warm you compare with this warm. Okay, so there is no changes. Again you place it as warm. Now next is questions. I have the question mark, high, question mark, compare with the question mark. So once you have placed with the question mark, okay, so we cannot change the exact attribute, place it as question mark here. Next we have strong, there will be no change here, so keep as it is, strong equal to strong, so place with the strong. Now next, when it comes to the fifth attribute, we have seen that we have the record called cool, but okay, in the record which is stored in the specific hypothesis is warm here, so it is not matching. So next, okay, replace this one with a question mark. Similarly, okay, you can see here we have same here in the specific hypothesis, but we have found that there is a change in the fourth record, so it is not matching. Again you replace this one with the question mark. Okay, so as far as finders algorithm is concerned, okay, so same strategy we are playing for the positive values, and we have found that the final answer, although can play the tennis game, okay, when the sky is sunny, when the air temperature is warm, and when the wind is strong. Okay, so this is a option what the finders algorithm the gave. Okay, similarly again we have here the general hypothesis also. Okay, so already we have taken the fourth record, there will be no change at all here, so same will be forwarded to the next level here. Okay, so now next we need to compare now. Almost the record tracing is over now. Now next what it will do, it try to compare the record which is stored in the specific hypothesis with the record which is stored in the general hypothesis here. Now what happens? Okay, we'll compare now. Okay, while comparison, what we need to do is, okay, just try to find out what are the attributes available in the both the hypothesis, which is nothing but the specific hypothesis as well as the general hypothesis. See here, Sunny is there, Sunny is available here. Okay, the same Sunny is also available where? Same Sunny is also available here also. Understood? So that means we are going to consider this attributes. Similarly, you take warm. Warm is also available here. Warm is also available here. Understood? So we are going to consider this also, this attributes also. Understood? But in the same way, if you take question marks in the normal, we are not going to consider this in the next level. Similarly, here also, here we are not going to consider it. Here also, we are not going to consider. But in the case of general hypothesis, we have the sub hypothesis called same. But if you compare this attribute with the specific hypothesis, it has mentioned like a warm. Understood? It has mentioned like a sorry, the question mark. So that means we are not going to use this one out in our the next level. So what I can do here is, okay, in the next level I will can forward only this hypothesis, okay, the sub hypothesis for the comparison purpose. Now have the options, we can have more options here. Let us say Aldo can play a tennis game when it is sunny, when it is sunny, warm. Okay, so next is question mark, next is question mark, again strong, strong, next is question mark, question mark, next is question mark. Okay, so that is the same hypothesis what we was getting from in our Finders algorithm. Along with this, okay, Sunny can also play a tennis game using this hypothesis now. Sunny, when the condition is sunny, okay, sunny, next comma, warm, comma, next question mark, question mark, question mark, again one more question mark. Okay, so this is going to be my second option to play the tennis game. Okay, same way, okay, I can have one more here. Warm is, sun is also covered, sun is also covered, sun is warm is also covered, warm is also covered in both the hypotheses. Again we have strong here. Okay, we can have one more option. Aldo can also play a tennis game when it is sunny, when it is sunny. Okay, next question mark, question mark, question mark, again strong, compare the strong now. Okay, strong, strong, next question mark, again one more question mark. Okay, so this is the another option what the Aldo can play the tennis game here. The same way I can have another option to play the tennis game. Aldo can also play a tennis game when it is, Aldo can also play a tennis game when it is warm, question mark, okay, again comma, question mark, mark, again question mark, again strong. Okay, so these are the few options what we are getting from using candidate elimination algorithm. Okay, so these are the four options, but in the case of uh, our finders algorithm we was getting only one option, but in the case of candidate elimination algorithm we are going to get more options to play a tennis game. This is going to be our final result, okay, of candidate elimination algorithm. This after adding our negative values. Now we'll see, okay, how to execute this program using Python programming a language. Hope you are clear with this. Let me save this. Now let's go to my Anaconda. Those who I'm using Anaconda, okay, Jupyter notebook for the execution of our programs. Okay, so similarly you can also install Anaconda. Okay, is the installation of the Anaconda already we have demonstrated in our previous video. You can refer and you can start download and executing the sample programs using the Anaconda. Okay, so next is let me hover over towards my Anaconda IDE. Okay, hold on a second. So this will look like this. Okay, my Anaconda after installation, the ID will look like this. Okay, so here what you need to do is to hit on launch. So the moment when you hit on launch, it will take you to the web browser where it uses the web browser for the execution of our the programs. Okay, let me share that slide. Okay, so this is the slide. This is the area where we are going to execute our program. So here, so once you are in, once you launch the Jupyter, okay, it will take you to this console. Here, what you can do is you can create a new one. Okay, new one, create a folder. After creating a to create the folder, you can hit on new one. Understood? After creating the folder, okay, you what you have to do is you have to upload your the data first. Okay, so since already I've taken find as the name of the Excel, after storing the data in Excel sheet, I have converted into .csv. Okay, and that .csv try to place in the same folder where your programs you are going to execute. Understood? So next is what you need to do is click on new, hit on new. Okay, so you choose this Python 3 for the execution of your Python program. It will create one new separate the file for the execution of your the candidate elimination program. Already I have created, so I don't want to create again. So next, click on this. The moment when you click on this, it will take you to this area. Okay, this area where we can execute our program. Okay, but before that one, let's dive into the algorithm, how exactly the algorithm work here. Okay, let me share that slide also first. Okay, one second. This is the slide. Okay, here what I'm, this is the algorithm. Algorithm follow steps of the algorithm. What we have done is first load the data in CSV format. First initialize your general hypothesis as well as specific hypothesis. Now you know, okay, how to set the boundaries using general hypothesis and specific hypothesis. First, as far as specific hypothesis is concerned, we are going to have top down approach, and the general hypothesis we are going to have bottom up approach. For the each training here, for the each record, what you need to do is you should be able to categorize the record in terms of positive as well as the negative value. Okay, if it is positive value, give it to specific hypothesis. If it is a negative value, you give it to general hypothesis. Now what happens here is, so if it is a positive value, if example is positive example, compare it, compare the record which is stored in the program, okay, with the record which is stored, which is available in the CSV file. If the same, do nothing. If the values are same, do nothing else. You replace that one with a question mark. Okay, replace that one with a question mark. Okay, for generalization purpose. Okay, if it is a negative example, if it is a negative example, then you give it to the general hypothesis here. Okay, for the more specific, to get the more specific value. Since question mark comes means, mark means you can, Aldo can play the tennis game any day, whatever the condition is. From there, we need to go to the specific values. Although you can play the tennis game on this condition. Okay, so this is we are going to have from bottom up approach. Okay, now let's go to our program now. Let's go to the program. So as far as this program is concerned, what we have done, okay, since Python comes with full of libraries, so it's very easy to execute any programs in Python. Since once you know, if you know how to use your library, since I'm going to use two libraries here, normal library, one is numpy, numpy and pandas. Numpy for arrays, okay, data, and the pandas for the data structure, handling the data structures. So this is an alias, np and pd is an alias of numpy library. Next, I'll create one variable called data, okay, to store the data which is in my CSV file. Okay, to store the data, call this pd alias. Okay, to have the data structure concept, data frames. You can run this data using this command, data frames, data equal to pd read CSV, or else you can directly give pd.read CSV. Okay, and give the name of the file. But here I have not set the path. Since my record is in the same folder, you just give the name of that CSV file. Okay, so I have chosen here find as .csv. Okay, so now if you want to print that data, if you want to see that data in program, just write the command print data. All the data of the CSV is stored now in the data set. Okay, data variable. So call that data variable, shift and enter it. Okay, shift and enter it, and you can see here whatever the data which is available in the .csv will be displayed here. But here we need to divide this data. Okay, you can see here we have the attributes sky, air temperature, humidity, wind, water, forecast, enjoy. Okay, the same way this is the actual record here. This is the actual record, but this record comes with the both positive. It indicates this is a positive record, this is the negative record. Yes means positive, no means the negative record. Again, we need to divide this in terms of concept and target. We have to divide the entire record in terms of concept and target. Concept is nothing but this record. Okay, till here. In concept, we are not going to consider this. Yes, yes, no, no. Yes, yes, no, yes. We are not going to consider that one. Now to divide this, what I will do, I'll use one more variable here called concept. Okay, since I'll create one array and array concepts available in numpy. Okay, so now what I have to do, I will use ilog function. Okay, just to divide this data. Now what I will do, I'll consider all the data up till here in all the records using colon 0 1 colon minus 1 will eliminate my this data. Yes, yes, no, no. Okay, so this will be eliminated and it is going to display only this data of all the record. This data, okay, all this record, doesn't matter whether it is a positive data or negative data. Okay, by using -1 symbol, -1 mark, -1 will eliminate this column. Now if you want to display the data which is stored in the concept, just hit on shift and enter. Okay, so now you can see, okay, it has generated the hypothesis. Okay, and this record is hypothesis having 4 records here, 1 2 3 4. Understood? So all the 4 records now I have divided with the yes no yes no. Now next, again we need to divide. I need to separate this data, enjoy sport data. So I will use one more variable called target here. So target array concept I will use. I will use the under data which is stored, data stored record. Okay, I am going to consider only the last column of this, nothing but the yes yes no no. By hitting, okay, by setting the margin with the -1, I'm going to have only -1 here. Understood? So I'm going to have -1. So the moment next that data will be stored in under the target. Okay, so next, if you want to print the data, just hit on print target. So it will display all the data. Okay, so all the data of the last column. Yes, yes, no, no. Now I have I have 3 variables now: data, concept, and target. Using this one, we will be implementing our candidate elimination algorithm. Now next, okay, we need to initialize the boundary. No, okay, so to initialize the boundary, what I will do, I'll use definition. Okay, definition concept of the foundation algorithm. Okay, so I will use the name of the definition is event handler is learn. Okay, so I'll use learn. Okay, I'm going to pass concept and target as an event and context. Okay, this concept is an event and target is an context here. Sorry, concept is an event, target is an context here. Now I will create one more, okay, one more variable called specific hypothesis for the initialization purpose. If you see here, okay, we need to set the boundaries, right? We need to set the boundaries, specific hypothesis as well as general hypothesis. Okay, so we need to set this boundary. To set this boundary, what I have done, I've chosen a specific hypothesis, okay, variable. Hold on, specific hypothesis variable, yes. Okay, I have chosen specific hypothesis variable. Hold on, I've chosen a specific hypothesis variable here, and this specific hypothesis variable is having all the concept. Okay, all the record. Concept is having the record of this sunny, okay, sunny, warm, normal, strong, etc., etc. Okay, that I'm going to copy here. Copy that record. But while in the initial stage, we are going to set the with the size symbol. Okay, so by default it will take the size symbol. Okay, so next it will copy the first record using this copy command, and this record, now this record is stored where now, specific hypothesis. Okay, specific hypothesis that you can see in my Excel sheet. This data is stored now, the specific hypothesis under specific hypothesis. Now next is in the same. Now if I want to print this initialization, okay, so in the same way, okay, let us have print initialization of specific hypothesis and general hypothesis. Now I want to print I will use just to give the command statement like initialization of specific hypothesis and general hypothesis using print command here. Understood? And next, whatever the data which is stored in the specific hypothesis, I will display that one using this text. Okay, using this text that you can see moment when you enter, shift enter. Okay, so you can see initialization of specific hypothesis and general hypothesis. So my specific hypothesis contains this record, the first record, sunny, warm, normal, strong, warm, same. In the same way, we need to initialize now the general hypothesis. If you look into my Excel sheet, okay, so while initializing the general hypothesis, I have created the sub hypothesis for the individual record. Understood? 6 records we have, we need 6 sub hypotheses. To do that, okay, what I will do, okay, I'll write the program. I'll try to write the program by taking the length. Okay, so here what I have done, I have created one more variable called inline variable called general of H. H stands for hypothesis. Now I'll create one sub hypothesis for individual record, okay, which is available in specific hypothesis. Okay, the length indicates the complete length of the records which are available here, which is in the specific hypothesis. Since we have 6 records, the length will be 6 here, and I will replace that one for with the question mark. Okay, all the data which is in records which is in the specific hypothesis are replaced with the question mark, and I have to do this one for individual attribute, and I'm going to have the index here I. Okay, and I will specify the range using the length symbol here. Okay, so of this specific range to create my sub hypothesis. Now after that, whatever the data which is recorded, okay, so which is what I have recorded here of the sub hypothesis, okay, that it is stored here, and that I will print here using print of it general hypothesis. Okay, and whatever the record we have here, that I'm going to display here, that you can see, okay, in the next level. So you can see here that record I've created 6 sub hypotheses for my 6 records. Okay, so this is for the first record. So next, this is for the second record. This is for the third, simultaneously all sub hypotheses for all the 6 records. Now actual the tracing takes place now. Now let's go to the concept. Okay, and we need to perform the same thing what we had performed for our in finders algorithm. Now let's go to the the program now. As far as program is concerned, first what I will do, just for the understanding purpose, again I will display the record here, whatever is the record stored in the concept learning based system. Concept is having this record. Okay, concept is having this record, same thing I will display here. Okay, this record, same thing I will display, okay, on my final output. Okay, so you can see the concept is having these many records. Okay, this many records here. Now we need to separate this record in terms of yes and no. Okay, to separate this record in terms of yes and no, I will use for loop statement. Okay, so for loop statement, by first let us have the positive record. Okay, let us have the positive record. Okay, and this positive record, we can categorize this record in terms of the data which is under target. So target is having this, no, target is having the value like yes, yes, no, no. So I'll call now target variable. Okay, so for loop, create the for loop statement for the hypothesis using the enumerated symbol. Okay, and this for loop, it contains the event called concept here. Okay, event called concept. By taking this event, I will try to compare whether this event or that record falls under the yes category or no category, and that yes and no value is stored under the target. Now what I will do, under for loop statement, I will create one more if statement. Okay, under if statement, I'll call my target of I. Is this target of I can be either yes or no. Understood? Let us have target of 0. Target of 0 is having yes. If the target of 0, okay, is equal to yes, okay, if the target of 0 is equal to x, yes, so next what I will do, okay, again I will create one more for loop statement, okay, just for the comparison purpose. Okay, so that for loop statement, in the for loop statement, what I will do, if the target value is yes, next I will take that all the record which comes under the first target value yes, first target value contains this record: yes, sunny, warm, normal, strong, warm, and same. Okay, so same value which stored in the specific hypothesis. Now specific hypothesis, again I will call this one using the length command here. The next is, now the comparison takes place. Already we have stored the first record, no, sunny, warm, normal, strong, same. Okay, so that we need to count, which fall under the category of yes, which is nothing but the positive record. Now what you have to do, okay, put the if condition. If condition, okay, in the if condition, what I will do, h of, I will create one more array here, h of x. Okay, just to separate, so just for the comparison purpose. Okay, h of x, I'm going to create one new array, and whatever the record which is available in that record, okay, I'm going to compare that one with the record which is available in the specific hypothesis of x. Okay, so what I will do, I'll compare. If the record which is in the array is not equal to the record which is in the specific hypothesis, okay, then I'll replace that one with the question mark. Specific hypothesis, I'll replace that one with a question mark. In the same way, what I will do, even in the general hypothesis also, I'll replace with that one with a question mark. There will be no change at all here. In the general hypothesis, there will be no change at all. That remain, question mark itself will remain over there in the general hypothesis. Let's see that. Okay, so you can see that one here. Okay, that you can see here, since we have 4 records here, it is going to take only the 4 records, sorry, the 3 records. So all the 4 records will be taken. Okay, but out of 4 records, one is negative, understood, and it will start tracing it using the for loop statement, and we are going to get this final result. What you can see, okay, it takes one by one all the record, and it gives a final result like sunny, warm, strong, that you can see in my Excel sheet. So let us say this is the first record. You can see the final result of this specific hypothesis is sunny, warm, strong. Same thing it is displaying even on my, okay, so final result. So the final result of the specific hypothesis using candidate elimination algorithm is sunny, warm, strong. Understood? Rest of the things are question mark here. Okay, general it takes. Okay, so next is, again you go to no is nothing but the negative here. Okay, the negative value. For the negative value, what happens if the value which is in the specific hypothesis, okay, the target is no, if the value of target is no, means nothing but this record, third record. If the target value is no, that what I will do, that record I will forward it to my general hypothesis. Okay, so it will check for the length, the complete length, since we have 6 record. Okay, so all the 6 record will be considered here also. Okay, what I have done, okay, here if the h of x is not equal to my specific hypothesis, okay, what I will do, I will, in the general hypothesis, whatever the data which is available in the specific hypothesis, let's say, okay, I have, you take this again, you take the same example, let's say, okay, G1. Okay, so here you take rainy. Okay, we have the record of G of H. Okay, specific hypothesis of H is equal to rainy. Okay, if this rainy is not equal to the record which is available in the specific hypothesis, same thing. If the rainy is not equal to, okay, the data which is in the specific hypothesis, which is nothing but this sunny already is here. If the rainy is not equal to the sunny, then what I will do, I have to place with the specific hypothesis, whatever the value which is available in the specific hypothesis, which is nothing but the negative value of the rainy. Negative value of the rainy is no sunny. Okay, so same thing, specific, whatever the value, I'm going to compare this one. If it is not equal to this, whatever the record available in the general hypothesis, you place it with the record which is available in the sunny, sorry, the specific hypothesis, which is nothing but my, okay, the actual value, which is nothing but my opposite value, nothing but my sunny value. Else, okay, if that record is not available, okay, if the record is not available in the specific hypothesis, then you replace with a question mark here. Simple concept. Okay, so this while explaining, I said, okay, I'm taking the negative value of that value which is in the specific hypothesis, that will be considered here. What I have done, say rainy, you take rainy is not equal to my sunny value. Okay, then what I will do, general, in the general hypothesis, I'm going to place that one with the value which is available in the specific hypothesis, which is nothing but the sunny. Sunny is an opposite of rainy, understood? Or else you place that one with a question mark. This is it, simple thing, understood? Now what I have to do, I have to do whatever the value. Next, what we need to do after individual tracing, okay, we need to increment the index here using I plus 1, and we have to display that values here, understood? So general, it keeps on, it will try to trace all the values, it try to trace all the values, okay, which is available in the general hypothesis by using the by incrementing the index with the I plus 1. Next, similarly, after placing all the values, we need to print here whatever the value contains in the specific hypothesis, we need to print here. Okay, that will be done here. Specific hypothesis we need to done here and do here, understood? So specific, this general hypothesis will have we are performing even for all the records of 4, but it takes only the negative value, which is only, we have only one record, understood? So next is, okay, specific, I display this the value, the actual value of the specific hypothesis, okay, which is nothing but this one. Okay, display the value, just nothing but this one. In the same way, okay, you whatever after the tracing, after incrementing the general hypothesis, whatever the value which is available in the general hypothesis, okay, the variable to print that one. So as far as this is concerned, we have this values. Okay, so next is indices. What I have done here is in the indices. Okay, so here we need to create the sub and the sub hypothesis. No, to create the sub hypothesis for the attribute which are available after the tracing. Now let us say here we have the sunny, warm. Okay, this is sub hypothesis, this is also sub hypothesis. Again we need, okay, to display this sub hypothesis, this hypothesis, this also. So to do that one, okay, here what happens, this will take, we can take this one to the next level. Now let me take this one to the next level, this also next level. Okay, so next, this also next level. Since we don't have any opposite value for the same question mark, so same, this will also remain same. Okay, so this is the final hypothesis of my general hypothesis. Now we need to display this. To display this, what we have done, okay, we have used this statement. Okay, so all the, if there is no values, then the general hypothesis, that value we replace with all the question marks. Since we have 6 attributes, so all the 6 attributes are placed here. Okay, so next is, okay, whatever the value present in the indices, that you give it here. And okay, and if the values are not matching, if the values are not matching, if suppose let us say same we have, it is not matching with the same, so I'll replace that one with the all the sub hypothesis with a question mark. That will be done using this. Okay, remove this all the question marks here. Okay, so removing the all the question marks means wherever, when you don't have any data in the sub hypothesis, that we are going to remove this. Okay, and we are going to consider only this sub hypothesis which contains sunny and warm here, understood? So next, whatever the value comes in both specific hypothesis and as well as the general hypothesis, okay, you return that one to the definition here. Okay, definition what we have designed, definition. Okay, so to the learn event handler. Next is, okay, so this is remains the same concept. Okay, yes, of final I want to display now the final value of a specific hypothesis as well as general hypothesis, and that value is stored in the event handler called learn, and learn contains the values of my event and context. So concept, okay, the concept will have my uh, value of specific hypothesis, target will have the value of the, okay, my final result. Okay, so next, individually you display this. Okay, individually you display using the print symbol. Final specific hypothesis, yes, final will contains, okay, yes, final, whatever the record you contain there in the learn value. Similarly, the whatever the record it contains in the general hypothesis, that also will be stored here. Now next, hit this one, run this, shift run, so you will get the result here. Okay, so I think we had committed some, okay, you will get the final result here. Okay, so we did some mistake here while explaining, that's the reason. So final result you will get in this format. Okay, so the format will be, Aldo can play the tennis game when it is sunny, warm, strong. Okay, when it is sunny and warm, sunny, strong, warm. Okay, hope you are clear. Please subscribe my channel and try to practice this. Okay, so this is going to be the students who fall under the category under video. This is the second program for you to execute in machine learning algorithm. Fine. Hope okay you are cleared with this. Let me try to print index file and index line number 56. Print index. Here we committed some mistake. Indentation problem. I'm facing some indentation problem here. Okay, so let me hit again. Unexpected indent. Okay, so we'll have, let me close it. We was facing some indentation problem. Let me run again. Okay. Anyways, I hope you are cleared with this. So you can run this one. Okay, thank you very much.